Hey, I'm Andy Aledort. Welcome to another edition of In Deep. This month we're going to be covering the guitar playing of the incredible Lonnie Johnson. Lonnie Johnson's recordings in 1929 with Eddie Lang, who went under the name Blind Willie Dunn at the time. The duet guitar recordings that they made are not only incredible for their technical prowess, they're just incredibly important recordings. They were influential to just about every guitar player that came after that. To think about it, Charlie Christian was almost 10 years later, and B.B. King has mentioned Lonnie Johnson as one of his most influential guitar players. When you listen to Lonnie Johnson, you can hear a lot of things that B.B. took, and then of course B.B. King became the most influential electric blues guitar player ever, influencing Eric Clapton, Jimi Hendrix, and everyone that came after. So Lonnie Johnson, I encourage everybody to listen to his early jazz swing recordings that he made, and we're going to cover some of the stuff here. First thing we're going to do is put down a rhythm guitar part that's played along the lines of what Eddie Lang would play. Eddie Lang would usually supply the rhythm guitar behind Lonnie's solos. Some of those rhythm guitar parts are very complicated, so I'm going to try to simplify this one. It's going to have some of the stylistic elements in it that Eddie would use, but it's not going to be extremely difficult. If you do listen to some of these recordings, there are songs like Hot Fingers and Handful of Riffs, Guitar Blues. You will hear, Eddie's rhythm guitar parts get more and more complicated. It's really pretty amazing, and the sound of the two guitars, it's like a full orchestra. So let's first put down a little swinging rhythm guitar part. We're going to be in the key of D. It's going to be sort of a cut time feel, which means if you have 1, 2, 1, 2, like that, it's really that typical old jazz swing, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and like that. You call that a 2 feel because those would be half notes as compared to quarter notes because it's fast. All right, here we go. Here's the rhythm guitar part. That's one of the coolest things about Lonnie Johnson's playing is even when he's soloing, the themes are so strong. So I start with this. So it's the same lick played octaves apart. So you could say it's based on combination of minor pentatonic and major pentatonic in the key of D. But I use a bend. And then outline the G chord. The other thing is I'm trying to, all the time when I'm picking, have that swinging feel. So that's kind of a cool lick there. After the G chord, right on the D chord. So you could call this D major pentatonic, but it's really sort of just outlining a D6 arpeggio with a passing tone on the way up and on the way down. It's just part of the swing feel. So right on the downbeat. And then on the 5 chord A, so what's cool about this is the first part of the A, I don't really make reference to the A chord till the end of it. So this is another little theme at the end. All right, in this solo, it's similar in the sense of it's very thematic. I start with a very specific theme. So again, it's just like a D6 arpeggio. Then bar 5. And I bring these harmonics in. And that's kind of neat too. For the G chord, I can use natural harmonics at the 12th fret on the D and the G string, because that's a G chord, or root 5th for G. But then to play D, I use a D harmonic and then a fretted note. And then over the A 5 chord, I repeat this lick. And then use that theme twice again. So you can see there's all these different themes. We start with. Then another theme. Then another. You repeat that theme. And then that becomes the closing theme. Okay, this is a super cool riff, and it involves sliding. Sort of like, again, that D6 arpeggio, but every note you slide up and down a fret. Lonnie Johnson had been a violinist, and this is such a violin thing to do. Maybe it was part of his violin practicing. He could do this so fast on some of his recordings. It's very difficult for me. Maybe it'll be easier for some of you out there. So, the thing to think about is the notes are just B, D, F sharp, A, B. Just like that. But and then over the G chord, and then I went back to a, and then on the A chord, which is a riff I really like. So it's like an A arpeggio, A7 or A9 if you think of that. It's kind of what's getting outlined. I hope this column has inspired you to check out Lonnie Johnson. There's some stuff on YouTube from the folk blues revival that happened around 1960, 61, 62. Lonnie Johnson had sort of drifted into obscurity, and I hope I'm correct about this. I heard that he was an elevator operator for 30 years, didn't play music, or at least not professionally. And then when the folk blues revival happened at the end of the 50s and early 60s, he was sought out and brought back. He started playing again, and his playing was fantastic. And you can see some of that stuff on YouTube. Some of that stuff is a little more T-Bone Walker style, not as fast and flashy as this early stuff. But be sure to check out all of Lonnie Johnson's recordings. They really are amazing. And as I said, he's one of the most influential guitar players for blues and jazz that ever lived. I'm Andy Aledort. See you next time.